Hello and welcome to FPS Coach. My name is Ron Rambo Kim, and in this video I want to answer a question that I got from one of the viewers, and it's from Juan Montero, and he asks, what do you think is the best way to handle nervousness while playing? It only happens to me while I play in local league matches, not in matchmaking, not in Face It. And I have 7 techniques or 7 methods that I use to handle my personal anxiety. I'll share that here in a minute, but first I want to get on the same page of what nervousness or anxiety is and what the meaning is. So the official dictionary.com definition is a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or future event or something with an uncertain outcome. And anxiety it's a thought that pops in your head when you're under pressure or you're doing something with some consequences at our hand, or there's something at stake, like something meaningful is happening, and then this thought pops in your mind of anxiety, and then it takes over. It takes over your mind, and then you start actually physically feeling the effect of this anxiety sometimes. The higher the stakes, like your body will start sweating, your heartbeat will race, you start breathing funny. So, and at this point, it's because, and then your body and your mind is out of alignment. And it's all from this single thought or a few thoughts of worrying about something in the future that you're not sure what's going to happen. So there's all kinds of anxieties, there's social anxiety, there's performance anxiety, there's anxiety you want to make sure you do good because your teammates rely on you. I need to perform, like I practice so hard, there's people watching, I want to do really good, I don't want to let my teammates down. Like all these thoughts pop in your mind, and it's taking away from the energy in your brain that you can use for focus. So the first technique is the next time you feel anxious and your mind starts racing and you have all these thoughts, you need to slow it down. So what I do is I'll take the laziest, slowest, longest inhales through my nose. So I'll take like 5 to 10 second inhales through my nose, where it just feels like it takes forever, and it just slows everything down and helps my mind and my body kind of realign together. And then the second method is meditation. So meditation is a form of, well, there's all kinds of forms of meditation, but one I would recommend for people that haven't done it is practicing focusing on just your breath. So ideally, the best time to do meditation is sometime first time in the morning. Something I've implemented just a few years ago, and it's definitely helped my mental calmness every time I do it in the morning. So what I'll do is I'll just drink a bunch of water, get hydrated first thing, get comfortable, sit in like a nice posture, and then just for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, however long I want to, sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long, I'll take slow breaths and just focus my mind on my breath and trying to shut off thoughts from my mind. Like throughout the day, we're always constantly thinking about things, anxious thoughts, here and there. Like it's just, our mind's always cluttered with all these thoughts. So with meditation, you're practicing being able to recognize those thoughts, those cluttered thoughts, and being able to cancel them all out, or just flushing them all out by focusing back to your breath, just a single thought. And that's helped me a ton. I would highly recommend Waking Up. It's an app by Sam Harris. I think it's like the 30 days are free, so definitely check that out. I would highly recommend it. It's very difficult in the beginning for most people, but the more you practice and the better you get, I think it's just one of those things that, if you're able to just quiet your mind and calm yourself down, it's makes your life a lot better. And So the third technique is positive self-talk. So when you get anxious, you have all these thoughts in your mind, right? And they're usually negative stuff. So um, like like even when I was making this video, I have some level of anxiety. Like every time I make a video, I'm like, oh, are people gonna like this video? Like, did I stutter too much? Is my voice too monotone? Like all these thoughts pop up in my head. But I've taught myself or trained myself to, every time I have these anxious thoughts, to talk to myself in my mind in a positive way. So say if I do something dumb in real life, and like, sometimes I'll call myself an idiot, be like, oh, you're dumb. What are you doing? You're an idiot. Well, at those moments now I've like taught myself to talk to myself nicer. Like I'll be like, oh, it's okay, friend. Like it's all good. Like you got this. And that simple switch of tone and dialogue to myself has helped me conquer my anxiety in some way. One of the quotes that I read that I really enjoy is, no one talks to yourself more than you do, so be kind to yourself. And I love that quote. And ever since I read that, I've been implementing this kinder self-talk to myself. The next technique is preparation. So if I'm preparing for a LAN tournament or a big tournament match, the more prepared I was, the less nervous I was. And it's kind of like a test. You're studying for a test in high school or college. The more study that you do, the more time you put in, the more prepared you are. And you can walk into the classroom and take that test knowing that if you did everything you possibly could have done to prepare, then your mind is as much more at ease doing whatever this test is. So prepare and you'll be less nervous. The sixth technique is pretty simple and straightforward. It's good sleep and good food. I think if you get good sleep and your mind is well rested, your body is just gonna have more energy, right? Like those times when you don't get enough sleep, you wake up, you're cranky, you're just tired, and your energy level and your body levels are all off, then naturally you're gonna become more susceptible to anxiety and being nervous. And then good food, your body needs good energy, and that comes from good food. So if you feed yourself nice balanced foods with nutrition, and you're taking care of your body, it's going to take care of you, and so is your mind. So the last method or technique that I've used to handle my nerves or anxiety is when I can recognize that I'm feeling anxious or nervous, I go head on with that thought. So for instance, if I'm feeling nervous or anxious, I think, why am I feeling this way? Like, what's happening? Like, why does my energy feel this way? Like, what am I worried about? And I go to the root of the problem, and I focus down to like, okay, it's because of this. This is why I'm feeling nervous. And I think, what's the worst thing that can happen? What can I do to make this better? And really go straight on with it, because I feel like if you don't and you just leave it there and let it linger, it's gonna start slowly taking over your mind. So I go straight at it. I talk to myself and think about it deeply, and then eventually I can just dissolve that thought, and it just disappears because I went on it. I went head on with it. So hopefully these tips will help you, Juan. I hope it'll help anyone else out there that struggle with anxiety. I know it's a common thing that happens. And yeah, so like the video if it helped, and subscribe to stay up to date. Thanks for watching.